Welcome to Ken's Comics. This is Ken with Ken's Comics doing the Ken's Comics thing. Sorry for the surprise video, but I had some stuff to talk about and something I wanted to try out today. First off, the screen shows you, if you haven't been paying attention, our new fundraiser for the Angels Blood Zero project is beyond funded. In fact, we are currently at 171% of funding. And, I want to thank everybody who has liked, shared, supported, backed the project, or even encouraged me in any way. You guys are my tribe. Let me get rid of this graphic, and I want to talk a little bit. Hey, it's me, Ken. I'm going for the Lumberjack Dexter end of season 8 look, and thank you for joining me on the I Should Get a Shave show. So, starting with the Kickstarter. I talk about that a lot. That's what's going on right now. So, when I have a new project on the table next in the queue, I'll be talking a lot about that. Coming up soon is very seriously going to be a lot of talk about the Sky Princess. So look forward to that. The book is well underway. So in a nutshell, if you haven't run a Kickstarter, or if you're new to Kickstarter, what Kickstarter is for is, for creators to get their projects funded. It's for inventors or, musicians to maybe they want to make a demo album or kind of anything. The only rule is you have to have something to make to share with the world. That's why a lot of comic creators have gravitated there who are looking to get their projects made and put out into the world. And we just want to make books, man. I ran a successful Kickstarter in 2017 for Angels Blood #1. It's taken us this long to get around to kicking off another one, and I'm really excited about it. I hope everyone else is too. The project looks something like that. It's actually an image from issue #1. It's just an image I really like of the main character, Father Miller, who is a priest, a middle-aged priest who's a little bit troubled, and he hides from his troubles in the church. But sooner or later, troubles come and find him anyway. So, in the form of the demon Golgoth, who seeks him out in order to use his unique abilities to find the fallen angel and acquire his blood. Hey, that's the title, Angel's Blood. Okay, so it's a fun story. If you like horror and dark, a little bit of dark humor and stuff like that. There's blood, there's gore, there's a little bit of heart to it. So issue #1 is about them meeting. The Angel Blood Zero is the previous story, or a snippet. It's 2 short stories. A little glimpse of Father Miller before he was a priest, and a little glimpse of Golgoth before he became a demon, leading right up into those points. And both of these short stories take you to the climax that send each of them over the edge, respectively. So you see Father Miller having been a soldier in war, and what drove him to hide, basically. I mean, a lot of people have a calling, and they're called to the church to serve. I think Mike would agree with me. Creator of Angel's Blood, Mike Barr. I think we were talking. He would agree that Miller wasn't drawn to the church. He was hiding there from the world. He has this gift, this second sight, and it's a problem. And he sees pain and struggle and the war and demons and like just all this stuff hits him, and he buries himself there. So Golgoth, on the other hand, was a bad human, and he did bad things, which landed his ass in hell. Also, apparently helped him because in hell he became kind of a head honcho, chief kind of guy, torture in hell, devil's right hand man. But he doesn't like that. He doesn't want to stay there. And so, whether it's a tale of just redemption or escape, Golgoth is trying to get out by seeking this demon. Anyway, going back to Angels Blood Zero, the project we're kicking off now, we are 171% funded. Pardon my circular ramblings because I get off track, but I try to get back to track. So here's what we got. I'll show you a little peek behind the curtain. So currently, as of 5 minutes ago, this is our stats. Our project is 171% funded. And we started with a modest goal of just $600. That's got to include uh, fees, taxes, um, shipping costs. So all of the things that go into making a comic book and getting it out there. So a small goal of $600 was just to get get some copies printed. Okay, just get the book started. We need to make some copies. We need to make some posters. We need to make some materials for the Kickstarter giveaways and stuff. So I have some stickers made already, and we got some pins and whatnot. So the $600 was just to get it going. Okay, and we met that goal. So the book's going to happen, guaranteed to happen. I mean, the book was happening anyway. It's just a matter of whether we print one copy for each of us, so it exists in a print run of two, or do we get to do it in 200 copies, where we can have some for ourselves, share them with friends, send them to conventions. We've talked about uh, promotional copies, sending to retailers, all this stuff that we want to do to get the book out there. It's fun to make comics for ourselves, but ultimately, I mean, we want to be seen. And nobody wants to create stuff just to sit in a long box somewhere. So, Angel's Blood going from zero to hero in um, 1 point zip seconds. So, if you have any familiarity with Kickstarter, or if you don't, your 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 goal is to get funded to make your project, but that's not necessarily your only goal. And we could stop here. I could stop right now, and we're funded and be happy and make the book. And I'm thrilled. I'd be thrilled with that. To be honest, man, I just want to make stuff. But what we have the ability to do next is what we call stretch goals, and that's where we stretch the campaign. It's running for 30 days, no matter what. So, what do we want to do next? If we get more money, what will we do? Will we just print more copies? Um, Kickstarter isn't really meant to just line your pockets. So, what we're looking at is doing some marketing. We're going to do a variant cover, which I'm super happy to share. If you haven't seen my Hulk homage cover, I'm so in love with this piece. It's one of the most fun, favorite things I've ever done. Uh, Mike and I are both gigantic Hulk fans, so we took Hulk #1 and we decided to make a special Angel's Blood version of it just for kicks. Hopefully, it's pretty recognizable. This is Hulk #1 by the amazing Jack Kirby, and this is Angel's Blood 0 by the incomparable Ken Lenar. So, with a stretch goal, you set another goal of, okay, if we make this much, we can do X, Y, and Z. I've come up with a lot of X, Y's, and Z's, as you might understand. We're creators, so we always want to do more. So if money wasn't an issue, what would I do next? Well, tell you what, I would do a bunch of stuff. We're looking at variant covers. We're looking at getting some flyers and postcards made. I have, do I have an image of it? I had poker chips made. I'm going to upload a picture real quick while we're talking about this. I'm very excited about some of the swag that we get to make. I have been, if I haven't talked about it before, I've been running in the Comics Launch Pro course, which connects me with other creators who are also trying to get their books made, and making some friends in there. I'm really happy with the advice I'm getting, and we're having a good time. All of us learning about making books and making them better. It's almost like going back to school. I'm learning how to make better books and make a better Kickstarter so that I can make better books. It's a cycle. I always say this: if I were independently wealthy, if I could do anything else, I'd be doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I'd just do it in a nicer house with a newer car. You know, I want to make comic books. That's all I ever wanted to do. So the fact that I'm getting to do that, and that you guys are supporting me in doing that, it almost brings me to tears. I know it's not real manly, but it's exciting. It's exciting that people out there, that anybody gives a crap and wants to support what I'm doing. And um, I promise to deliver on my promises. So I've learned a lot, especially since the last Kickstarter. I have everything under control. This thing has been worked on since February, and I have been meticulously planning every step of the way, and everything is going like clockwork. It's almost scary when you look at it how things line up to the statistics, that are laid out in this course. But anyway, so stretch goals. So we got the book made. We're going to make the Bare Bones book. Um, Angel's Blood is a black and white comic. Let's start with that. Look at this. I talked about it before, but I'm going to talk about it today. I am a huge fan of line art and cross hatching. I just am. I love it. It's relaxing to me to do cross hatching and stuff like this. This is an early piece. Uh, I draw better than this now, but I drew this, like 15 years ago. Um, but I still really love it. I love the emotion that I got on Miller and the lines on his face and the angles on the shirt. It's something that embodies my work pretty well, so I thought it was a good piece to show. So Angel's Blood is intended to be black and white and crosshatchy because I am a huge fan of line art. I like color as much as anybody. I really do. Oh, want to share blood on the lens. I should shout out to Nick White and comics or the Cinema Slice people who put out the this movie Blood on the Lens that I did some artwork for. I'll do another show about them because there's some cool stuff coming up with them, and I'm working on a animated short for Cinema Slice. So back to point. Being a line art intensive book, Angel's Blood was always never intended to be color. I don't want it in color. Sorry, guys, I don't want this book colored because it creatively it was meant to look a certain way. It was meant to look rough and gritty, and color is bright and polishy. And even if you use muted tones and stuff, you can do a lot with the mood of a book. But that's not this book. That's not this book at all. So, but one thing we did with the last book is we did a red splash edition. So we took because color costs twice as much to print. That's not why we did it in black and white, but it doesn't hurt that it's cheaper to print in black and white. But when we raised the money and beyond, and we were over 200% funded, we were like, what would we do? We'd add some color, but not full color, but splashes of color. So red. And I did a whole red splash edition where just the blood, wherever there was blood, and there was a lot of blood, I made it the blood red. So when Golgoth was, fighting other demons, there's blood splashing everywhere. The blood was red. Wherever there was a fancy trim that needed to be accentuated in blood, it was blood red. So we took that idea and we've leveled up. So this next book is going to have the color splash edition where I'm coloring just the line art. So the line art still gets to shine and do its job, and there's no colors to take away from what the line art is doing. I'm going to show you an example so you can see the difference. So here's on the left the current version of Angel's Blood that is fully funded and ready to print. All right, we are going to do it's hella detailed. It's hopefully pretty good looking. I love it, and we're still making this book, so that version exists. What we're going to do if we reach the next stretch goal of $1,200 is print a limited run of Color Splash Edition, where as the artist, I'm going to go through, and I've already done it in some places. So before we print this edition, I'm going to add the color. We're going to do the red splash for the blood, anywhere that there's blood, and again, there is blood. In both Miller's story, because there's war, and Golgoth's story, because, spoiler alert, there's a shark. And I love a shark. I've never actually drawn a shark before in my life, so I had to look up a lot of reference, and I had a good time studying sharks. So one thing about being a comic book artist is you have to figure out how to draw everything from a street light to humans to sometimes even a shark. I'm adding the Kickstarter link in the comments real quick. Make sure I do that. So here's what I want to do, guys. For the stretch goal, if we're lucky enough to make it, we want to do some more promotion and make sure we get the book out there as much as we can. But that's boring, right? That's stuff that's only interesting to me. That's stuff that's only fun for Ken and Mike. So to entice you guys to support the project, we're gonna also add some stuff. So we're gonna do a line art colorized edition. We're going to make trading cards. There's a great option for affordable double-sided trading cards that we can do. So we're gonna have Golgoth on one side, Miller on the other, and do Angel's Blood trading cards, which I think will be fun and collectible. Get in on them now because we're gonna be rich and famous one day. You're gonna be like, man, I should have got those trading cards when there was only like a print of 100, and now they're worth $10,000 each. And poker chips. I caught this idea from another guy in the comics launch course, and it just cracked me up. And I started when I went to the website to look into it. I had so much fun with what you can do. So I made some poker chips. And so we're gonna have one of a kind Angel's Blood Zero special Kickstarter edition poker chips. These are only going to be printed for the Kickstarter rewards and never again. So it's important that once again you get in on these. They are going to be part of a new reward tier, and they'll be offered as an add-on for $5 each if we get them made, and we only get them made in bulk if we get the $1,200 goal unlocked. Now you may remember we're here. All right. I mean, we have less than $200 to go before that goal is unlocked. I mean, $170 with 26 or 21 days to go. That's just 3 weeks. And I mean, looking at how we launched, I love these stats. And again, peek behind the curtain to show you that, see the line at the bottom there, how quickly we went up. And then bam, 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 day 3, fully funded. And then it just rose. You get, there's lulls, there's what we call dead zones, where you're several days, with it's little backers or no backers, and that's cool. I mean, it's a month-long campaign. Can't really trip out too much over every single day, especially when you're doing pretty well and meeting your goal. So that's where we are. This is where we want to be. And I have another goal I'm not going to announce yet, but believe me, as soon as we unlock the next one, we're going to have goals for a $2,000 level, and that's going to include doing some really sharp but expensive stuff. So we're talking about different covers. We're talking about holofoil. I can't wait to show you some of the greatness that we are going to bring to Angel's Blood. Alrighty. You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing, I think, my phone. Let me do something right quick. Cut to commercial.
I'm an academic.
I bottle every speck of light and throw it in the dark. Angel in appearance with a demon heart. Gaining pieces just to watch myself fall apart. From which way can I sway to make my mark? Trying to outrun the shadows, sad to embark my arc. So clueless that the influence can be so ruthless. With an angel and devil soldered to my shoulders, I second guess my movement, phase moving. While I'm stuck in park, my mindset I'm losing. I'm gaining the goddamn contusion. It's hard to decipher reality from the illusion. A choice I'm fused with, couldn't decide. So I took them both and blended the fusion. When is a great question. My contradicting use of light are progression, not lack of attention. Although I lack direction, my evil side says I'm perfect. My better half has a confession.
There will be blood and a shark. All right. So now that I've explained all the stuff I'm doing and wanting to do with Angel Blood, I'm gonna have a drink and we're gonna do some drawing. You follow me? Yeah. Not paid advertisement, Miller Yellow, Breakfast of Champions. All right, friends and fam. One thing we got for the first issue that I'm doing for the new issue, and I don't have them in hand yet because we were, we had to wait on funding to get them printed. So I'm going to start with the copies I have left from the first one. And you don't know what I mean. So let's do a split screen. Check it out. I wonder if I should be able to add background music to this. I need like mood music. It would be all that Chase Passion stuff. So shout out to Chase Passion. My man, name is Chase Reynolds, but his stage name is Chase Passion, and I think that works incredibly well. The guy is a fantastic musical artist. I want to call him a rapper, and he is a rapper, but I feel like he is so much more Wearable swag. That's right, Patty. Swag is my jam. I love swag. That's why I'm getting those poker chips made, and I've got stickers and buttons and pins. And we're looking for inserts and other fun stuff to add to Angel's Blood. So here's something I'm going to do, and from here on out, actually, I should clarify by saying I'm probably going to have to limit this. So check this out. These are the sketch covers, right? Ta-da! So this is a copy of a comic book. Can't see them too well. That's some of the red splash edition I was talking about. Let's see if I can give you a shot there. See me the blood there red. So this is a copy of the comic book Angel's Blood 1. Cover is blank and it's printed on rough drawing stock, like card stock kind of. Almost like Bristol board that I would draw comic books on. So what we do with these guys is I can draw anything on them I want, and anything on them you want. So I'm going to do one today, and we're going to put it off the next backer who posts at the sketch cover level is going to get this sketch cover that I'm going to draw live today. And so I have 6 books here left from the last Angel's Blood. So for the next 6 fans who back at the sketch cover level, I'm going to send them the live I'm gonna do their drawing live. Let's see if I can say that properly. I am so not a broadcaster. So my goal is to do the next at least 6 sketches live, and I might do this also. I think maybe with just some sketches. I can do sketches on other things. Start doing that as a Kickstarter reward because I think it'd be fun. So you can have the cover and you can have a watch me draw it live on video. This one is. Let's move the phone. I'm hearing that vibrato, and that is my phone trying to do an alarm because it's time to wake up. I always have an alarm set in case I fall asleep, and I shouldn't. Thank goodness I didn't fall asleep. All right, team. So since I don't have a request for this one, I'm going to do something of my own. The fun thing about sketch covers, I'm going to move over and just do the one screen. Nope, wrong one. All right. The reason there was no audio is because I took myself out of the stream and I have the pencil on mute. So I was just talking and I wasn't in there. Okay, so I just I buried my head in my drawing and I just found out that I have been sketching and you couldn't hear me. Sorry about that. Sorry, Patty, who was probably the only person watching. Um, in order to get the main screen to show not me, but this drawing here, I took myself out of the shot, and when I removed myself, I also removed myself from the audio. So that sucks, and that's something I'll make sure to not do again. So okay, I just told a whole story about drawing and Jim Sanders. So I'm actually not going to revisit that story. One, I've told it before, and two, I'm frustrated that I just did a whole thing and muted myself. So the reason I was talking about Jim though was that Jim Sanders' mom uh, reached out to me last week, and we've been talking for a while, and it was really nice um, for both of us. Am I getting an echo? No. Anyway, really nice to talk to Jim's mom. Jim was supposed to be on Angel's Blood #1, so I was excited for that. And unfortunately, he had some illnesses and he passed away before we had a chance. I had sent him the pages and everything to ink. He was going to ink a project, a variant cover for me, and it just kind of sucked because I ended up having to ink it myself. And it was hard for me to ink because I didn't plan to, and not just emotionally, but I mean, as an artist, I designed it with him in mind. If I were designing something for myself to ink, I would do a lot of things differently. I'd make choices that would leave me room to change. Speaking of change, I'm going to move this nose. Let's erase the nose. I don't like the nose. So we're moving the nose. I'm going to move the mouth a little bit too. And I think I'm going to make his eyes closed. I was going to have his eyes open and looking fierce, but I think we're going to do another rough. Just eyes closed. So, okay, anyway, I think what I talked about that whole time was just yeah. All right. Thanks, Patty. I I also don't remember to check the comments while I'm drawing because there's anyone who knows me will know time moves differently when you're drawing. That's how I ended up staying up till 3 in the morning working on something, and I didn't even realize it because I never looked up uh, from my table. So it's impressive to me that the way we can connect, and that's why I love to do art. Because so this guy years ago, Jim Sanders, following his dream, doing what he loved, inspired a little kid sitting in art class one day. He didn't know it. He didn't know me, but he did. And then years later, that kid started to make comics, became friends with him, and made an impact on it. I hopefully think we made an impact on each other's lives. And then years even after that, uh, I was able to touch his mom, and his mom likes hearing stories about her son. She misses him, of course. So it's really exciting the way that people are woven together. And I'm talking right now with my friend Patty, and we've been friends for longer than I'm going to admit. I couldn't imagine my life without her. And all that is due to the story I told before about how I went to college for a short internship. And how that happened because my art teacher inspired me to quit art. Had that not happened, I wouldn't have went. I wouldn't have met Patty. Our lives would have been totally different. You know, it's just the tapestry. I keep talking about the tapestry. We we connect to each other in so many amazing ways. Uh, I'm actually kind of happy with this, and I'm not very good at editing myself usually, so I'm going to sign it. I'm going to put this heart squiggly here. It's usually part of my signature, but I don't have room for it. If you know me, you know what that is. If you don't, get to know me. All right. So that's me. That's my drawing. I'm going to take that off. Thank you for watching that. That's my plan. The Kickstarter is going well. If we get to the next level, we're going to make some even cooler stuff. Right now, we're trying to get to 1,200 so that we can make the Color Splash edition and some of the swag that we want, and get promotional materials, including stuff for shipping, because I think it's going to be good for us to start mailing and sending out directly, since we don't have, we're indie comics, so we don't have a distributor. So other than social media, which is great but not great, we're going to reach out directly in person, old school, to comic book retailers. So I have a list of every comic book retailer, for example, in Michigan. And if I send every one of them a postcard with the contact information and the sample of Angel's Blood, that's every single store in every city in the state. And that's something that I wouldn't have the funds to do. So we're going to do with Angel's Blood and reach out and hopefully just grow from there slowly. I also want to send a shout out. Thank you to anyone who's been following Ken's Comics, because the numbers, the followers on my Ken's Comics page, which I have not been working very hard the last few years, are starting to tick up, and that's exciting to me because beyond Angel's Blood, there's more stuff to do, and I'm going to be doing a lot more this coming year. I say every year this is going to be my year, and I said that in 2020, and I really regretted saying it, but we're halfway in, and I've already got so much cool shit going on in 2021 that and even if it ended right now, I can tell you 2021 is my year. As far as art goes, there's so much going on. I have some announcements I'm going to make soon. I got some weird offers yesterday that I can't wait. I'm sorry. I'm drawing. I just realized I'm not live, but my man Jay Fosgate was online yesterday at the airport, and he's posting a sketch. Posted a sketch that he did, and it's just funny because when an artist is not working on art as his job, what's he doing? He's drawing. He's probably drawing something for himself for fun, because that's what we love to do. So anyone who backs for the next 6 backers, anyone that backs a sketch cover, I'm going to do a live sketch cover for them, and they'll have then the video of that drawing being live, and then they'll get the comic when we send the rewards out. That's my next move. That's my next pledge. That'll give me something to do in the live video and something to hopefully push the Kickstarter, because I'm super excited at how it's going. I know that it's modest. Again, we're when I say we are indie, I mean we are 2 guys. I've got Mike created and wrote the books, and me that draws and promotes them, and there's no team, there's no massive undertaking of other people. I have some great collaborators. I've got Adam Wilkinson, who did a piece for me, Mohammed Lubis, who did a couple of great pieces for me. I'd like to thank Chase Passion for lending me his music, which really helps me and inspires me. His music does audibly what my art does visually, and that's just super exciting for me. So I'm going to be doing more videos using Chase's work until he makes me stop, because his stuff is awesome. That's it. I have been talking for 46 minutes, and I just wanted to jump on and do something quick. This is why I'm not a writer, because I'm a wordy guy. See, can't even come up with a good word. But thank you for watching. Thank you for paying attention, mostly Patty. And the guys are watching this later. The link in the comments. Please consider supporting the Kickstarter, or just share it. You know, if you're a fan of art, if you're a fan of me, um, spread it around, because if you share it on social media, it gets more attention. And if you're on Instagram, please do something on Instagram for me, because I am so Instagram illiterate. I mean, I'm on Instagram. I post sometimes. I don't have a huge following, and I have a hard time getting into it because I don't grasp the point as much, and I think that's where a lot of people gravitate towards, because it's quick, it's easy. But for me, I prefer Facebook, because I can say as much as I want. It's it just kind of can do everything, and that seems to be where everybody's at for me. But like my friend Mo has thousands of followers on Instagram, and I don't know how he got them, and I don't know, except that he works it, and I don't. So that's really all. It's not that I don't understand it; it's that I don't work it. Um, but hey, that's me. I'm gonna go spend some time with my daughter, do some housework, maybe some yard work if it's not raining, and draw more comics. So thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for giving a crap. Thank you to Harold for being my mascot here. Take care, guys.